coach, can you kind of sum up what today was like and what you guys were able to kind of put together?
Yeah, no. First couple of days been really professional. That's been the best. We have good energy, but not. Sometimes you have ridiculous energy early. It's a bunch of rah that is not going to last for 18 weeks. So, but we've had good energy, good bounce our step. But we've had a lot of professionalism. Pretty high level execution for the first 2 days. It's kind of surprising, but they've had a great off season and we're very well prepared. So it's been good. It's been very professional. I've been very excited about our approach and how locked in we are, and just very workmanlike. Knowing, like I said, this is the start of 18 weeks. Everybody wants to win something the first week of fall camp. That'll fizzle out, and all the kumbaya, rah. You got to come to work every day, and you got to grind through these days. So we're off to a very good start.
Are you where you're at, where you want to be right now?
Yeah, no, we got a veteran team, so we're ahead of most years. Like, we got some spots that we got to grow in a hurry, but we got a lot of guys that playing a lot of football, so we're in good shape right now.
At this point, what's the focus? Well, is there a dynamic focus that you have right now?
Like, everybody talks about like culture and like it's a bunch of hairy, like. Right. Every team's different. There's no such thing. There's experience. Like, you got an experienced linebacker, and he can use that experience. Yeah, some of your play carries over, but who you are as a football team. Like 2023, we had a great team. We had kids that loved each other, that played for each other, that cared about each other, that fought for each other. And every time we got kicked in the teeth the first game of the year against Miami, Florida, and we responded.
Right.
Then we had lightning delays, we responded. We had a knockdown drag out against UC, we responded. We're rolling, our quarterback breaks his leg, we responded. Well, that's last year. Like that. Everybody thinks, well, you guys are. No, we were tough-minded last year. We were together last year. So we're just starting on our journey of 2024 of who we're trying to become. And I'd like to become who we became last year, but that. We're not the same people every day. Like, just because a kid was unselfish last year doesn't mean he's going to be unselfish this year. Just because he did extra last year doesn't mean he's going to do it. Like, well, that's who he is. No, that's who he was last year. We'll see. Today's today. So we just trying to get in that mindset of churning out great practices and creating great habits, and not worried about the 14 weeks ahead of us, worried about how much better can we get in these next 3 weeks. We have the toughest schedule in the country out of the chute. We're the only Division I team playing 3 Power 5s in a row. We're the only Division I team not playing a 1AA. All right? It's beyond a suicide mission that we're on. All right? Well, what does that mean? Well, when we talk to kids about, like, well, we better have the best fall. If we have the hardest schedule out of the year in the country, who needs to have the best fall camp in the country? Like, who needs to be the most prepared? And we know from last year, like, we had a good fall camp last year. Were we prepared for Miami, Florida? No. We got thumped, so we've lived it like. So because of what's ahead of us, the challenges ahead of us, we have to embrace those challenges and attack those challenges. Like, and again, to go Northwestern, Cincinnati, Notre Dame out of the chute, like, what kind of shape mentally and physically do we have to be in just to survive those 3 weeks, let alone try to win a game or two? Like, so that's the mindset right now. Like, we got this daunting task that been laid at our feet, and no one asked us. So that we're gonna. They said, go take the hill. We're going to go try to take the hill. But what do we have to do these next 3 weeks to get ourselves in position to go play back to back, teams that we don't recruit against. They recruit a different level of player of us, So, again, that's our mindset that last night we got to go because no one else in 3 weeks got to deal with what we got to deal with. So we're going to go harder, quicker, attack mode from the get-go.
You said the word different. Each year's different. What's this fingerprint this year? Do you guys have a fingerprint laid out right now?
No, we're trying to be the same people every day. We're trying to be consistent. We're big into outworking people, out-charactering people, being like, we always talk about smart, tough, and together. Like, that's what we talk about. Like, we're going to try to play smart in the country. Will we do that? I don't know. We're trying to. Like, that takes a lot of preparation, like Cyclewalk. We're going to probably play physically and mentally tough, and then we're going to try to play together. Like, we don't write stuff on the walls. We don't, like, it's about creating great habits. It's about having great work ethic. It's about having passion for what you do. And that's hard. It's hard to wake up at 6 a.m. every day and go to fall practice, like, especially if you're in your 6th year like some of these guys are. Like, but that's, if you don't want to be as good as last year, then have that approach. Like, well, I'll just flip the switch. There's no flipping switches in Division I college. We're going to flip the switch against Northwestern. Like, we play out of our mind, you might win by 3. You know what I mean? Like, that's like, it's not like, So that, like, are we preparing for that task at hand, you know?
Coach, any specific players that stood out to you today or yesterday?
Yeah, the ones that really stood out, those mid-semester kids, because, like, they were so lost in the spring. And just from spring 15 to one like Thomas Kikowski, mid-semester, the early enrollee from Carmel, like, just looks like a different guy. Not that he's all right. He's still a long way, but the jittery mess that he was in the spring to now all summer, like Josh Ringer here all spring, disaster last night, like, looks more like the older guys than the other guys in his class that came in June. You know, like, it just told they're totally different player that early, you know, and it's hard to be an early enrollee, but they're such, if you can get through that first semester, which is hard, you're so far ahead of everybody else. Jackson Pond's another early, like, spring hot mess, like, doesn't know, say, like, and now he's barking out calls, and again, has he arrived? No, but, like, those guys really, like, it makes me feel so good because I know what they went through. It's hard to leave and be there in January and go against all the older guys. You should be going to prom, and, you know, you're out here getting your ass kicked in Division I football. You know, like, it's not. But then they see the rewards now. They're like, they know things, and so those guys have really stood out.
And with the new like in-helmet communication and tablets on the sidelines for this season, have you adjusted practice any at all to adjust to that?
Not really. The in-helmets, in my opinion, the most overblown thing in the world. No one huddles in college. If you huddle, it's a huge deal. You don't huddle, everybody's still going to be signaling. The go fast teams are going to go fast. The slow teams are going to go slow. Yeah, you get to talk to one guy between plays. Probably most time will do more harm than good. Everybody's all these coaches that want to overcoach think tell everybody, the whole world, and then it's going to shut off in 15 seconds and players still got to play. So the tablet stuff is, we don't have to do anything in practice. I hate that rule too. I hate them both. Like, I think they're both stupid. Like, tablets are so crappy coaches can learn what I learned by watching the game live. Like, it's like, oh, we need these tabs. No, we don't. The old days you used to coach, you watch it, you either made adjustments or you didn't. Now you can get a fourth grader come and make adjustments because you just put the tablet in front of the player and everybody sees what just happened. Like, to me, it's taking coaching out of the game, but, you know, I guess there's a lot of coaches that don't think they can see good enough in the game, so they need extra help. So we love technology.